So welcome all to this public forum, which is an opportunity for members of our community to address the councillors. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. This public forum session is being audio and video recorded, and the recording will be made available on the internet. No other persons are permitted to record the meeting unless specifically authorised by council to do so. In relation to Have Your Say, all speakers are requested to ensure their comments are relevant to the particular agenda item. The chairperson may withdraw the privilege to speak where a speaker makes personal remarks or criticisms or uses abusive or inappropriate language. Speakers do not enjoy any special protection arising from comments made during this forum and should therefore refrain from making defamatory remarks or personal defamatory statements against any individual. And can I ask that all mobile phones be switched to silent, please? Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thanks, Mr General Manager. Councillors, today we have Alan Davies and Mr Lyndon Hardman in to speak together on item 6.2, or I guess they're referencing item 6.2, which is the mayoral minute in relation to the Australian Transport Museum. So, Lyndon and Alan, thank you for coming in. I'll invite you to do your thing.
Thank you very much, Mr Mayor. And,
is there a red button?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr Mayor, and thank you very much, everybody, for this opportunity to speak here. Because, believe me, this Australian Transport Museum is critically important to Armidale. And having an opportunity like this, you just can't let miss. And my good friend here, Lyndon, he's just a legend in Armidale. Now, let's start with the 1921 Isotta Ficini. Now, this beautiful machine, just imagine the passion and the bloody technology and the expertise to do this wonderful machine up. Now, Lyndon informs me there's 287 similar vehicles in Armidale that have been done up to this standard. And Lyndon has 60 plus. Now, I can tell you, this is a big plus for Armidale. This is about the legacy and heritage of Armidale. Not many people, not many locations have a setup like this, and we should be very proud of it. Now, I really got in to fight about the NBN, because I thought Armidale's a high-tech agricultural place. This is just as important. This shows you the heart of Armidale. Now, for the last 15 years, we've been trying to get a place for it, or Lyndon has, until I came across it a couple of years ago, and I thought, well, I don't know a lot about vehicles, but I do know a lot about project management. Now, thanks to council, to James and Daniel and Kate, we now have a great spot for it at the Airside Business Park, right next to the centre, the service centre, right next to the New England Highway. 2 million vehicles go past that location every day. Now, every year, that's right. Yeah, see, I've just seen if he was watching or listening. At any rate, 2 million people, 2 million cars go past every year, and one of the big problems we have in Armidale is to get those people to come in and stay overnight. Now, this is what we're going to get. We now have a plan, we have a proper DA, and we've got a wonderful setup here. That building is about as big as Bunnings, to give you an idea how big it is. We've lined it up so you can have a bus drive through. We can put electronic billboard on the side of the New England Highway and advertise the local events. So we've done a lot of work on this, so it's ready to go. Again, 80 to 100 vehicles can be displayed in there. It could be an evacuation centre. You could have a really big event in there, but just those wonderful vehicles that are now currently sitting in sheds, dark sheds, covered in dust. It's no good. We've got to get them out in the open, because this is something Armidale should be proud of. Now, let's have a look what we have. Thanks to the Armidale Regional Council and James and Daniel, we now have a home, 5,000 square metre block of land at the Airside Business Park. You couldn't get a better spot. Proper design, $15,000 it cost, 3,200 square metres display area, which is around the size of Bunnings. DA approval, which cost $18,582. And like I said, James, Daniel and Kim, they did a great job. We worked as a team, as which how Armidale should be. We are shovel ready. And Lyndon here said to me, you've got to make sure your press is shovel ready. Now our friends, our country and western friends down in Tamworth, that's one of their big advantages. They're always shovel ready, but this time we're ready. We'll attract at least 18,000 visitors a year, 8,700 overnight stays, $2.9 million annually into new expenditure and 22 new jobs in the Armidale community. It'll have a reference library, displays of 80 to 100 cars, and most importantly, we have tourist information facilities to attract visitors into staying overnight. Instead of them driving past on the bypass, they'll have a place to go and we'll attract them in. The project will see construction and fit out a reasonably significant transport museum, around $6.1 million, and that's what we're here for, to try and get everybody on the same track to get this $6.1 million, using local contractors and organisations like Backtrack. Now, we have a very good business case. You know, the last 12 months we've really worked on and done a great job. A lot of people have been involved, RDA, you name it, we've really gone through it. Now, the virtual walkthrough, now who here has seen the virtual walkthrough in the business case? You've seen it? 2, 3, 4. I think, would it be worth sending it around?
It would.
Yeah.
Just noting also you're at 5 minutes 20.
Really? Oh, well, I'll get through this quickly. Now, we've had supporting letters from a lot of different people, and everybody's been so, keen on the whole project. We've got an inclusivity project with Sound Trail. Now, where can we help? Why we're here is to get a bit of help. Now, we've submitted funding to the federal government's Better Building Regions Fund, and the whole program got wiped out. We put another one into the Regional Tourism Activation Fund. It ticked all the boxes, went right up to the Deputy State Premier, Paul Toole, and I don't know why, but it was not selected. But I'll tell you what, we were very unhappy. Now we're waiting on the next funding opportunity, so any support, help, ideas would be most welcome. And raise with any politicians you meet, funding grants, philanthropists. Lyndon suggested Gina Reinhardt or Lindsay Fox. And again, the same thing is we've got to get these vehicles out in the open. Would you like to say a few words, Lyndon?
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies, for this opportunity. I know we're extending our time more than we're entitled to, but transport for Armidale is very important. Not just motor cars, from bullet trays to jet-propelled aircraft and more than that too. And we'd like to cover all that, aircraft and rail, etc. So the museum won't just be motor cars. It's been my passion since I bought my first collectible car. Most of you weren't around in 1957 when I bought that car in Armidale. That's that big red one that you saw there. The collection that our family have extends over 110 motor cars, but there are over 65 that are quality that you would display with backup of all the other paraphernalia that goes with the motor industry, signs, enamel signs and mascots and you name it, it's there, ready to be displayed for the benefit of New England and Armidale. Thank you for your patience. Please help us.
Thank you, Lyndon. Thank you, Alan.
Oh, just one more thing. Sorry. I won't be long, trust me. I'll be nearly finished. Now, look at all those beautiful cars, that we need them up there on display. It's about the legacy and heritage and legends like this of Lyndon. This is what Armidale should be proud of, and we as an Armidale community need to make it happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I just tell you a wee bit about that motor car?
Probably not, because we're going to start our proper meeting in 5 minutes, and I can see some of my councillors have a question.
Any
So
questions?
if there's some questions, then we can probably cut you some slack. So, councillor. No, I think it's the
Do you have Australian cars like Holden's and stuff like that?
My father had a dealer franchise in 1932, and that was cars that you probably never heard of. Willys, you'll know, and Austin's, Studebakers, Terraplanes, Graham's, and then 1936 he acquired the General Motors franchise. So I've collected some of his cars that he'd sold from 1937, that's Vauxhalls. There'd be 7 or 8 Holdens in our collection, and we haven't forgotten Fords. There are 6 Fords that are of display level quality restorations. Our last restoration was a 1940 Vauxhall Tourer, and it's body number 1, so it's rather important that that car be recognised. He sold it in Armidale after it had it as a demonstrator. Just to tell you a wee bit about that red car, in 1921 to 1924, it was the most expensive make in the world. Some of their cars had Carrera marble floors and gold braid in the door trims. It's the world's first production straight 8 engine of 6 litres, 1921, capable of over 80 miles per hour. What's that, about 130 kilometres? I think I've told you enough. I'm passionate about this. Any other questions?
Thank you, Alan. Councillor O'Connor, you might just have to yell.
Oh, I just wanted to ask, what is your view about the Merrill Minute?
Merrill Minutes in respect of
Result.
patient on board. I'm quite happy to accept that. I understand the position that it would put the council in, and that's okay. That's fine with me, and our board as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillors, anything more? Well, thank you again, Lyndon and Alan. Councillor.